Hello, my name is Chris Smith. This textile is known as the textile of man subduing lion, or the hero in lion silk. The textile depicts a man repeatedly subduing a lion. The well-known strength of lions suggests that this man, dressed in a classical short toga and sandals, must be even stronger. His long hair and action of tearing open the lion's jaws suggest that he may represent the Old Testament hero Samson. Viewers might also understand him instead to be another strong man who fought a lion, like Hercules. Regardless of the man's identity, he represents sheer physical strength and the domination of enemies. The textile is assumed to have been made between the 7th and 9th centuries and from Constantinople, Egypt, or Syria. These three places are thought to be where the textile is from because this textile is high-end and complicated, so the maker must have needed complicated technology. This technology could only have been found at these three locations where the largest textile industries were at the time. It is a weft-faced compound twill, which is also known as samite, in polychrome silk. Polychrome means many colors. This effect was obtained by using coloring agents on silks. For example, copper was used for green and cobalt for blue. Polychrome silks originated in China in the 1st to 4th centuries during the Han and Jin dynasties, so they are also known as Jin silks. Weft-faced means that it was made by crosswise threads rather than lengthwise yarns. This pattern for weaves was introduced to Central Asia from China via the Silk Road in the early 7th century. That is why the 7th century marks the beginning of the time frame of when this textile was made. Here's a video clip of how the weft-faced textiles are made. The threads are pulled taut. Then the vertical threads that are to be behind the horizontal threads are pulled back and separated. Then the horizontal thread is passed through the gap. This process is then repeated. This textile was originally acquired from the Cathedral of Chertsey in Switzerland between 1924 and 1927. We know that it had a large purpose and was probably used as a curtain in a rich home or expensive building, or used as a garment, possibly worn at ceremonies. This textile exhibits the Chinese 5-color scheme, again showing us its Chinese influences. What we see here is the Jin silk variation of the 5-color scheme. Since this is an older textile, some of the darker colors have faded to a more blackish color. Repetition is common in textiles because of the technology used. Here's the repetitive unit used for this textile. This man is dressed in a classical style short tunic and sandals. His cape flies in the air a little bit, just like the skirt of the tunic does below. He has long hair. He has his hands right at the lion's mouth. Both the long hair and the specific movement of putting his hands to the lion's mouth suggest that he is the biblical hero Samson, who had long hair and killed a lion through gripping its jaws and tearing. Samson is in the book of Judges in the Old Testament. God gifted Samson with incredible strength. He performed superhuman feats, including slaying a lion with his bare hands. Since Samson is an Old Testament figure, people from Jewish, Christian, and Muslim faiths could have appreciated this religious hero and strongman, making this textile a highly valuable item and highly sought after during the Crusades. The man could also be the Greco-Roman divine hero Hercules. Hercules had incredible strength and had to carry out 12 labors to achieve immortality. The first of these labors was to kill the Nemean lion, who was impervious to weapons. Hercules strangled the Nemean lion and wore his hide as a cloak for the rest of his life. The cape in the textile could possibly be this cloak. No matter who the man is, he represents strength, courage, domination, and triumph as he subdues the lion, the king of the animals. The action portrayed has a biblical meaning. In the first epistle of Peter in the New Testament, he says, "Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour." Here, the devil is represented as a lion. Also in the New Testament, Jesus forced open the gates of hell, which are also known as hellmouth, a metaphoric image often represented as the gaping mouth of a monster. In this textile, we see the man forcefully opening the lion's resisting jaws. Comparable to Jesus, this action can be a divine symbol. Thank you for taking the time to listen to this.